Hello Cancer, it's Ashley. We're going to do your reading for the week of October 17th. We're going to look at a strength, a challenge, and then the potential outcome for you. And if you stick around to the end of the reading, I'll be doing, I'll pull a few cards on how the Aries full moon will be affecting you, if you're interested in that. That's taking place on the 20th. So I thought we would pull a few cards to see what you could look forward to around the full moon in Aries. Now this is not going to resonate for every Cancer out there, so make sure to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. You can look down below in the description box for the schedule of when I release all the elements every week, or you can certainly hit that notification bell and get that notification anytime I upload. If it is your reading, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And I do have a cold, so I will try and control my throat clearing and coughing, but I am still on the mend from a head cold. All right, let's see. Oh, we are coming out of Mercury retrograde this week. And so I've been recommending that people go back and look at the Mercury retrograde readings that I did, because I did an entire section on the post-shadow period. So on the 18th, when Mercury goes direct, we'll be in the post-shadow until the 2nd of November. So that might be of interest for you. And I'll link that video at the end of this video. So let's get into this Cancer for the week of October 17th. See what's going on here. We have the 10 of Cups, the 8 of Wands, and the 3 of Swords, the 2 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords, the World, the 8 of Swords, and the King of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Swords. So, could be dealing with some shady behavior here. Could also be that you are going off on your own in search of either doing something. You could be working for yourself, or you could be kind of escaping a situation here. You can see how he's running off with 5 of the 7 swords here. And he's doing so to protect himself from a battle. And he's stealing those swords from this little campsite here. So could be doing some things to try to protect yourself from harm. Let's see what we got here. All right. I do feel like you're kind of trying to make a decision about ending something, perhaps. And I feel like on some level you're feeling a little bit stuck because that answer hasn't come to you quite yet. Like that inspiration, that intuitive hit hasn't really come in just yet. And then we have some sort of truth coming out here in the outcome position. Now, just a quick note, this could certainly be a relationship reading. We will see how it plays out, but I am noticing that we have the number 6 here, and then this 42 reduces to a 6, could certainly be dealing with a soulmate counterpart, as that is the number of the Lovers. Could also just be really working to strike a balance in your life in some way or another. So let's see. So in the Strength position, we have chop wood. So this is showing up as something that's beneficial to you for this week. And so it's a good thing to kind of just get absorbed into day-to-day tasks, kind of knocking out the to-do list, kind of giving your mind a break when it comes to, when you get really involved with doing like household chores or gardening or, what have you, your mind has a chance to kind of open up a little bit. And sometimes that's exactly when we get those downloads or intuitive hits. And you can kind of see in this depiction that these rays of light are kind of streaming down. So I'm just noticing that it's like a cloudy day, and then these rays of light are coming through. And so it kind of just talks about taking a break from trying to find the answer that you're looking for, and just kind of getting absorbed into, some sort of mindless task where you can kind of give your head, your mental faculties a break. We have the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles, and the World. So it could certainly be some sort of decision here about whether to put an end to potentially a family dynamic. It could be a partner that you have a family with, someone that you felt, definitely was part of your world for a period of time, or contributed in such a way that it felt like it was kind of like your dream come true. Your emotional fulfillment was with this person. Could also be a move involved here. You can see that there's boats on the water behind this figure here. And then we also have the World card along with the 8 of Wands showing up here in the challenge. And so it could be that you're trying to, or you've been fretting about whether or not to make an actual physical move. So we'll look and see what comes through with that as well. But clearly some sort of cycle is coming to an end with the World card, because it is the last card in the major arcana, and it's essentially the cycle's completion. We're all the way through the Fool's journey, and you can see that she's stepping through this portal, this victory wreath, because that cycle is now complete. So, and I always like to note that she's wrapped in this purple, scarf, blanket, whatever. And I feel like that definitely represents some sort of spiritual, it's like she's attained some spiritual knowledge as a result of this journey. Now, it could be dealing with water, earth, or one of the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. We'll see what else we get here. See if we can narrow down why this is showing up as a strength for you for the week of the 17th. All right, what do we have? The 10 of Cups. Oh, we have the Magician. Okay. And the Sun with the 2 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. And with the World card, we have the 9 of Swords and the Emperor. Okay, I'm going to get one more on the Emperor, actually. Page of Cups. Okay. So, I feel like we narrowed it down quite a bit here. So for me, I feel like you are, you know, putting in the time and the effort in order to manifest your emotional fulfillment, like your dream come true, your own happiness here. That is what you're wanting to create, right? Like anyone else, I would say, but that seems to be like a strong focus for you right now, Cancer. It could be dealing with a Virgo, Gemini, or Leo here, but I feel like you're faced with a difficult decision. And I feel like it has to do with one of two things, and I do feel like it's both. So for some of you, I feel like this is a relationship situation that you're contemplating ending. Possibly because you are dealing with an emperor-like person here. And I clarified that emperor with the Page of Cups. So I feel like this person is maybe being a little bit stubborn. And is maybe not opening up quite to his emotions. And I think that that's causing you a lot of stress, because I do believe this person somehow plays into this happily ever after type scenario for you. And I think that you're aware that if you walk away from this, you're going to have a broken heart, right? But it does feel like this person is resistant to either contributing or committing or just opening up emotionally, because you have this 10 of Cups. And, you know, when you come together with someone or with a family and to have that emotional fulfillment, you know, it's pretty difficult to have that with someone who is acting hard and cold and unemotional, or even emotionally unavailable, right? Now, in a second scenario that I'm seeing here, I see that some of you have been attempting to manifest your dream come true, your happiness, in an independent manner. So I do feel like some of you have actually either started your own business, or you have been independent for a period of time, and I mean like single and working on your money situation. And I feel like you've been working hard with this Two of Pentacles, but I feel like there's something about it that you're concerned about it coming to an end, because it's almost like the opportunity or the boost that it needs is not showing up, right? And so you're kind of in this Nine of Swords energy about it having to come to an end. So it could be that you started a business and for some reason it's not picking up, and so you feel like you need to maybe go back into the workforce to maintain your lifestyle, you know, what have you. But I do see both of those potentials coming through so far. And I just want to note that as I move through the reading and I continue to clarify each of the rows, you know, the story can tend to shift and change. That doesn't mean it's not your reading. If this thing that I've discussed resonates for you, then it resonates for you. And it will shift and change as we go. But definitely just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So let's see how this is showing up in the challenge position. And now one thing I want to note is there's some difficulty here in your strength. But I think the strength here that's really showing up for me is that you continue to just work at it and work at it and work at it and work at it, right? Whether this is a relationship situation or a career situation, you haven't given up. I think you're just getting in your head and feeling mentally pressured to maybe make a change here because perhaps it's not shaking out as you had hoped. I'm going to really quickly mute my phone. I didn't realize it was not silenced already. Okay. All right, in the challenge position, we have the moon. So that's you, Cancer, right? It says, take note of intuitive messages. So I do feel like you've probably been in this space of attempting to really tap into that intuitive nature of yours. And for whatever reason, things feel just a little bit too chaotic for you to really get a good intuitive hit. I also feel like some of the challenge here is that there's a lot of emotion involved in this situation. And it could feel overwhelming because of that. Because the emotion for this goes so deep, whether this is a person or your career baby that you've been trying to nurture, whatever it is for you, it's important to you. There's some attachment to the outcome being positive. Because it's what you want. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is your center card. So there is some sort of seed that's coming in, a tangible offer that is showing up. And that Eight of Wands shows me that something's coming in quickly and could even exacerbate some of that stuck mental energy for you because there's so much mental information coming in and you're trying to tap into, the intuitive answer for yourself. And Cancer, that is certainly an area that you don't typically struggle with. So I feel like what's really kind of getting in the way is all this mental activity. It's kind of clouding your ability to really feel into something. So let's see what else we can get here. The Eight of Wands. We have the Four of Wands. And the Two of Swords. With the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles. So there's that offer coming in and it looks super abundant. Whatever it may be, we'll see. With the Eight of Swords, we're getting the Four of Cups. And the Ten of Cups. So, okay. We have the Ten of Cups showing up twice here, and we'll get to why I feel that's important. Now, with the Eight of Wands, we have the Four of Wands and the Two of Swords. With the Ace of Pentacles, we have that Knight of Pentacles bringing that pentacle to you, and the Ten of Pentacles. And then with the Eight of Swords, we got the Four of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So I feel like this offer is for sure coming in. Whatever it may be. It could be an offer from a loved one. It could be a job offer. It could be even an intuitive hit that seems to have taken forever to show up. That Knight of Pentacles is really the slowest knight in the deck. And it can be kind of a slow, painstaking process for him to come forward with that pentacle. The positive side to that is that it's solid, right? Like when the Knight of Pentacles shows up with an offer, It's not wishy-washy. It's not like, oh, I don't know. It's rock solid and has this amazing potential to become the Ten of Pentacles. Now, on either side of that very positive center, I think what's happening is that your Ten of Cups is actually already here. The manifestation that you've been working on for that Ten of Cups is already here. You're just not seeing it. Right? You see, he's not seeing this cup, and she's blindfolded because she's stuck in her head. And he's too busy worrying about these 3 cups that aren't satisfying to notice the cup that's being offered to him. So I feel like perhaps the Ten of Cups that you've been seeking, that intense emotional fulfillment, is here right now. And somehow that clouded mental energy is keeping you from seeing it. Because look, then we also have this Eight of Wands, which is intense, overwhelming, fast communication. Could be downloads, right? And then we have the Four of Wands, which is the manifestation. It's the celebration of the manifestation showing up. And again, she doesn't see it. So, very interesting. So it's somehow here in some form or fashion. This Ten of Cups, this happiness, has shown up for you. You have manifested it. And perhaps, I see that the Magician here is kind of pointing down to this Ten of Pentacles. So I think potentially what might be happening here is that when you were manifesting this happiness, this emotional fulfillment, you already have it. You have it now. But what you're looking for and wanting to see evidence of is it in the physical Ten of Pentacles. So maybe as you were manifesting emotional fulfillment, I mean, that's an experience that we have within ourselves, right? Happiness, it's something that we feel and experience within ourselves. When we have the Ten of Pentacles, we have abundance, and it's obvious in our external world as well as within. And so perhaps the reason why it's showing up as like potentially you're not seeing it is because you're just starting to really manifest that abundance in a physical way. Whereas right now you've already manifested this Ten of Cups. So take a look at that and see if that makes sense for you, where what you were hoping for is actually already here. And if you're wanting to manifest abundance itself, something really rock solid and stable, that is also showing up here. It's just taken a long time, right? And we are moving from the Nine of Pentacles to the 10. So with that Ace that's showing up, so I do feel like there is an offer coming in this week that's going to kind of push it along for you. So it's quite the message there. And if you are still feeling like you're unsure what to do, you're stressed, you're mentally stuck, definitely do any kind of practices that will put you into a more meditative state, like what your strength here talks about. Like if your mental activity is so intense, go mop all the floors or do some mindless chores, or go outside and do some gardening, pull some weeds or whatever, that kind of gets you out of your head for a little bit. And I think you'll kind of come to this realization for yourself. But pay attention to this Ace of Pentacles showing up, because I think that feels more like the start of what you feel like you need rather than what you want, right? You want happiness and fulfillment. What you need is some actual physical stability, especially if this is in a business that you started or even in a relationship that you were hoping would be, very fulfilling to you. So, interesting. I hope that makes sense. In the potential outcome, we have angelic assistance, divine guidance, and loving support. So it does feel to me like along the way here, as you've been attempting to manifest this 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups for yourself, you have been being guided. Now we have the 3 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Wands. And one thing I want to point out here, with that 3 of Swords, there's been something that has kind of dampened your spirits here, right? Now, it feels to me like something that had to be sacrificed at some point, because this Ace of Swords can definitely signify a breakthrough, a truth, some sort of like victory, really. But it's a double-edged sword. So there may have been, or is going to be, a sacrifice that you've had to make. But I feel like that is more what's happened in the past. And I feel like, you see how this angel here sort of looks like Mother Mary. She's got that blue headdress. And I feel like part of the guidance that you've been receiving has been to help heal this heartbreak, because I feel like it's been kind of a bigger focus for you. Like, even as you've been busy trying to manifest this dream come true for yourself, there's been some sort of healing that's been going on as well. And sometimes I feel like that can become your focus. And I'm saying that because this ace is pointing right up to it. Now, you could be dealing with an air sign, a fire sign. So we'll see what's coming in here with this particular fire sign, and try and clarify what this outcome is looking like. And kind of going back to the whole relationship theme, if this is a relationship situation you've been trying to decide whether to walk away from or whether or not to let it end, because it feels like it's your happiness, I do feel like somebody comes forward with an offer here. And you could even be in a situation where you're starting to see the results of your manifestation, or they're there, I should say. You just haven't seen them. And perhaps that distraction is this healing heart that's still going on. So let's see. 3 of Swords, 5 of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. So there you are. With the Ace of Swords, we have the 9 of Cups and the Judgment card. And with the King of Wands, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card. I'm going to give one more there because that's some big energy. And the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So some divine guidance as your outcome. I still feel like in this outcome, you're in this fretting, conflicted place about whether or not to walk away from this situation, whether it's a relationship or a business, career type adventure. Well, it kind of looks like an adventure, right? And I do feel like that's part of what's going on with this Seven of Swords here. It's like this question, do I stay or do I go? Do I self-protect and stick around? Do I self-protect by walking away? It's kind of like that double-edged sword feel to it. It's like no matter what you do, there's some sort of sacrifice here, right? And I know that looking at these cards, it's not a decision that you want to make because, you know, either way, there's some kind of loss, right? With this Ace of Swords, we have the Nine of Cups and the Judgment here. I do feel like there's finally some sort of breakthrough when it comes to, it's almost like the answer you've been looking for here. You know, in the challenge position, you've been hoping for some sort of intuitive hit. You've been trying to, you know, just stay focused and keep working, hoping that at some point this light bulb will go off that will help to give you an answer and guide you in the direction that your soul wants to go. And of course, crossing your fingers the whole time that it ends up being something that is some sort of dream come true situation here, right? But so I do feel like that's coming in. I feel like a couple of different things are coming in here for you with that Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So breakthroughs are coming, and it could very well be divinely guided. Now with this King of Wands, I feel like there's something you've been attempting to nurture, right? Whether it's a business or a relationship, that is what the King of Wands does. He takes action and he puts all of that passion that he has into something that he cares about. And I do feel like with the Wheel of Fortune here, there's some sort of turn of events finally coming in. Now, it could be that what you're doing now ends and something new kicks off that sets you back on the path that you're supposed to be on here. But I do feel like it's going to be something that helps that physical abundance aspect that you have been looking for, right? But I also feel like perhaps this could be a person. This could also be the same as this Emperor when we were talking about relationships. This person that has maybe been withholding being emotional and loving. And I feel like, you know, in that scenario, you've still been in this conflicted place about, like, what do I do? Do I walk away with my broken heart? Do I stay and hope that they open up? You know, because we have lives to live here, right? We can't wait around for someone to figure it out. And with that Judgment showing up there, I do feel like that could be this person finally coming through with that communication you've been hoping for, that truth that they are passionate for you and that they do want a solid and permanent relationship with you. But I feel like it's going to happen because that person does feel like it could very well be a fire sign with what both Aries and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius showing up there. Could certainly be a Scorpio. But I feel like it's because this person has a breakthrough for themselves. Some sort of awakening comes through for this person in order for this death rebirth to happen for them, if that makes sense. So it's like they have some kind of epiphany that hasn't happened at the time when you were waiting for them to figure out what they wanted to do here, right? So I think overall it looks like it turns out really well. It's just a matter of kind of, it almost feels like you're waiting on divine timing here. With all that I'm seeing here, it does feel like it is based on, not because you haven't been putting in the work, right? It feels like this has something to do with divine timing, with this Wheel of Fortune showing up, the World card, and the Death card here. You know, major arcanas are cards within the tarot that signify sort of like life themes that show up, you know, kind of outside of our control. So it almost feels like more of a divine timing type of situation here, which, trust me, I know can be super frustrating and stressful. So I hope that was helpful. Let's look into your full moon message, Cancer. I mean, we already have the moon here, and because you're a Cancer, every full moon is a big deal for you, since that is your ruling planet as a Cancer. So let's see how this Aries full moon is going to impact our lovely Cancerians. A time for healing. So I do feel like that ties into that angelic guidance and how we talked about this broken heart and that support that you're receiving. And perhaps that's also related to that timing piece, that divine timing piece I was referring to. Let's get a few tarot cards to go with this. What does Cancer need to know about the Aries full moon? We have the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Wands. So, okay, we have the Nine of Cups and the King of Wands showing up in your potential outcome, right? With this Four of Pentacles here, I feel like this is talking about healing between you and this passion. Now, this could be the King of Wands, this fire energy we've been talking about, if you're looking at this from a relationship standpoint. I feel like they open up here and express themselves, their emotional side that you've been hoping they would finally open up to. I do feel like that comes through. Now, because you've been sitting in some of this broken-hearted energy, I do feel like you're going to have to consciously open up to whatever message they come through for and give to you, right? Now, from a career standpoint, I feel like we're finally starting to see some stability come in on that passion that you've been nurturing, and I do feel like you finally catch a break. So that feels really good as well. So keep an eye out for that new or full moon on the 20th. and see what's going on around that time for you. I hope this resonated, and I hope this was helpful, Cancer. I will see you in the next one. Bye.